Let's get some common sense. Craig is here. Craig Bolanos is a co-founder of VestGen, as well as a wealth advisor. Some investors are struggling to pay their bills, let alone invest right now. What do you suggest?
Angela, I think the news headlines of the recent past have made everybody more aware that every investment, every form of savings that someone has needs to generate a real return. And something we're doing at VestGen Wealth Partners is focusing on real return investing. That's your return or your rate of return on your money after taxes and after inflation. You've got to consider all facets in every decision that you make. If you too want to outrun the silent killer, that's not hypertension, it's inflation over the longer term.
Could this be a time, though, to maybe pull back a touch on investing and focus instead on making ends meet?
I think definitely not. I'm very much aware of the high cost of shelter, the high cost of energy, and the high cost of food for absolutely everybody. But I encourage people that a disciplined, systematic, repeatable platform of feeding your individual retirement accounts for the self-employed, feeding those SEP IRAs, their solo Ks, for those who have a W-2, contributing to that 401k, 403b. You can't let up. You've got to pay yourself first if you have any chance of getting retired and staying retired. So stay disciplined and resist the temptation to pull back on your savings and investing. Now is always the best time to continue to contribute.
What about making inflation work for you as an investment?
Well, I remind people all the time, let's start with the safe money, the ballast money that's oftentimes bonds. I encourage people to focus in today's environment on generating that real return. That's, again, your return after taxes and after inflation. So whether that leads you to TIPS, Treasury Inflation Protection Securities, whether that leads you to the right spot on the yield curve for tax-free municipal bonds, either by building a national or a state-specific portfolio, there's are two solutions. For everybody who's looking to grow, you can grow through appreciation of price. You can also grow through total return. That's a combination of income plus appreciation over time. And I think looking at certain places like infrastructure, taking a strong look at real estate, which hasn't performed for several years, but is definitely showing signs of being more fruitful and promising. Those are all great areas to start achieving those real returns into 2026 and beyond.
Can we get a quick refresher on investing in TIPS?
So a Treasury Inflation Protection Security is a bond that's going to pay a coupon that adjusts with the annual inflation rate as determined by the U.S. Treasury. That's a great way for traders and researchers to take a look at longer term forecasts for inflation, aka what people expect. But it's also a great way to ensure that, just like we used to do I-series savings bonds, it's a great way to up your game for larger portfolios by using Treasury Inflation Protection Securities to make sure you too are earning a real return, at least above inflation. If you want to learn more, you absolutely can and you should. Connect with us online at getretiredstayretired.com. That's getretiredstayretired.com.